You have merely glimpsed the edge of the abyss, but it is enough to trigger the cycle of revelation. Now, like me, you will begin to see things as they truly are.
Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon, Bloodier Moon. It's time. It's the big one. Darkest Dungeon Mission 2. Activating the Iron Crowns. Every time I do it, I think it's going to be easier. At least in the prep stage. I think I'm going to be more mentally prepared, and then I get here, and boy, do I not want to do it. Isn't that right, Dihydrogen? Well, that was... You were looking a little funny there for a second. What the heck? What's going on? So we got the 3 Iron Crowns, of course, as a reward from Darkest Dungeon Mission 1, which we are going to need to equip on 3 heroes in order to negate the effects of Revelation as best as possible. That's going to inform my choice of heroes quite a bit, too. What's also going to do that is the limited roster we are working with at the moment. I think we have 3 viable healers left, all of which are Vestals, which is good, probably ideal, in fact, but also does not leave us a lot of wiggle room with our construction. So I'm thinking we almost certainly need someone that is capable of protecting their teammates. And Houndmaster can do that. Oh, we do have Totox. Okay, I was going to say, yeah, I felt like we didn't have all of our available level 6s showing up here, but there we go. So we do have an Occultist if we want to go that route, who does actually need to make a trip quickly to the Blacksmith. Let's just go ahead and knock that out right away while I'm thinking about it. Probably needs to go to the Guild, in fact, too. But yeah, with the Man-at-Arms, I think that's almost certainly going to be my best bet as far as at least doing our best to negate the effects of the Revelation. So I think Brandon is a surefire take, who has been a pretty damn reliable party member through the course of this entire campaign. Shout out to Brandon, and shout out to the YouTube members yet again. Thank you very much for keeping your membership going through the course of this one. Even if your name didn't ultimately end up getting picked, your support is still very much appreciated. There's one role filled, but what remains after that? Obviously, we're going to have some kind of healer. I'm wondering if maybe... Well, yeah, actually, you know what? Ooh. Oh, boy. Huh. That's interesting. Also something like this, if we were to... Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Much smarter. There we go. How about this? I like that response, Totox. That gives me some confidence. A little bit of a Mark team going on here, right? Absent the pure tank up front in the form of Brandon, who I wouldn't mind just building that way, although I do got to keep in mind before I try to get any kind of trinket build going, the fact that we are going to be very limited in that regard with these guys. I'm pretty sure that's the way I want to sort out the talismans. And then we're just going to have to hope that the Occultist is not targeted and or just protect them at all costs when those situations arise. I'm thinking it's probably going to be a tough ring for the Man-at-Arms up front as well. Got the Ancestor's Bottle now, of course, which is curious consideration. Plus 25% max HP. That'd be a... Oh, I mean, that does make me want to do it a lot more, but I'm also not sure that's the best idea. Wouldn't mind a little more accuracy, too, but I'm pretty sure with the tough ring, we get the best of all possible buffs going with him here. So we'll go pure defense with him. I think I like the focus ring for the Houndmaster just to make sure we're landing those shots. Although, actually, now that I think about it, he is going to have marked targets fairly often. What about the musket ball? It's kind of a fun choice. It's going to be a lot more stress as a result of that, but we do have We have Cry Havoc, but we're not actually able to use it very well, are we? In fact, I'm thinking maybe having self-heal might be a little bit more effective here. Oh, no, we need Guard Dog, actually, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to need to go unlock that in the guild. Gotta have as much dodge as we possibly can. As much dog as we possibly can. It's usually what we're looking for anyway, right? Alright, there you go, buddy. I got that sorted. Probably ought to go ahead and upgrade Target Whistle, too. When are we going to use the money at this point, right? Might as well get the best possible options. And that's looking fairly good to me. Additional accuracy and crit versus marked targets. Additional debuff and move skill chance. We do have the debuff on Sniper's Mark. I kind of like that for her, actually. Does Bola shuffle? Yeah, it's got the knockback. Maybe we could do that, too, instead of Blind Fire now. And I do really like having Battlefield Bandage for her as a safety net. Maybe go ahead and upgrade Bola here, too, for the extra knockback chance if we end up caring about that. I'm going to do myself the favor of selling a few of these spare trinkets while I'm at it. Just so I'm not having to worry too much about the money anymore. I don't need that. I think we're done worrying about scouting and disarm, right? Yeah, no scouting whistle anymore. Probably safe to dump the Carapace Idol. And the Suffering Collar. Yeah, it's good enough. Quick upgrade here. This is the unit, man. I think they're going to be performing pretty well in here. And they're lacking stress healing, which definitely gives me a lot of pause. More dog puns. But I think they're going to make up for it in other ways. Is what I'm telling myself. Maybe a Feather Crystal for you for the speed buff, too. That makes sense. And I think I better go with his mark as well. Maybe give up the Abyssal Artillery this time is probably a little more effective. One last set of upgrades. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. There we go. Alright. Man. Guess they're ready, huh? Certainly doesn't feel like it. It never really does. We're going with a pretty mark-focused team here. Keeping the Defender available. The Rampart definitely feels like a good choice for him. I mean, Bolster actually is kind of tempting. If I were to go with that over the Rampart here, maybe. I feel like the stun chance is pretty low on these guys, probably. Be a lot less stress and a lot more dodge. I think I've convinced myself, actually. Seems like a pretty good idea. Minus 20% stress. Yeah, that is pretty substantial. All right, and there's my musical cue. That means I'm out of time to vamp. Not allowed to dilly-dally anymore. Time to get to it, bucko. Ah, boy. Camping skills are fine. I guess this is happening. Gotta click the buttons. Ugh. You know we're playing one of the all-time greats when this feeling is just as prevalent today as it ever was in the past. Just pure dread. Absolute terror. But we gotta do it. I think I gotta not bring shovels, too. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that. And the friggin' song reset. That's how long I've been stalling today? I would really like to bring these Aegis scales, too. I'll give up some bandages. I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to have these now. I'm doing it. I'm clicking the button.
The thing has no name, for it needs no language. Nevertheless, those who would submit to its wordless will are rewarded in a fashion. The creature's blessings are as repulsive as they are robust. Twisted, half-human monstrosities stalk the flesh-ridden halls, protecting their gestating god.
At least they've got a purpose, you know? Something to strive for every day. I feel like I would feel some sort of natural inclination to protect my gestating god were I to have one. I'm not so fortunate as to be blessed with that presence in my life.
It crawls steadily upward from the pit, supported by the lattice of cyclopean pillars.
All right. This is a good opportunity to remind myself of my priorities with this group. Let's take a good, strong look at our options in the first couple of turns here. That's a ton of damage. Probably want to go that route. That might be an easy first kill here. And that's going to make me a lot more confident moving forward. Also, just seeing the fact that the majority of our debuffs are lower dodge. I think our prioritization of some other buffs from these trinkets is probably going to end up working out pretty well. That is obviously unfortunate. Let's go ahead and start making use of that bolster I prioritized. I can always go back to the rampart as well if I feel like that's not making a big difference. Yikes. Alright. So here's where we maybe start to see the downsides of bringing the occultist along. I was kind of hoping bleed wouldn't be as big of a problem here. I'm not really sure why I thought that would be the case. I guess from last time, I think we were not really dealing with a lot of bleed in the previous one. It's been a few days, as you might imagine. I've been putting this off. I sure have.
Decimated.
But I'm here, damn it.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
I'm optimistic, at least, that the combination of the battlefield bandage with the occultist will be enough.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption. I'm also very pleased with the lowered stress effects so far from Bolster. I feel like that's making a big difference already. And we'll go ahead and just make sure he's going to be able to get all the way fixed up before we get out of here. Thank you for resisting those bleeds, buddy. If you wouldn't mind landing one more crit for me, too, that'd be swell. Well, I mean, you can do it, too, if you want. If you want to get involved, that's no skin off my nose. Well, yeah, okay. If literally everyone else besides you wants to get a crit, that's also okay.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Come on, Totox, I teed you up for that one. He's got one in the bank, then.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
That's all that means. All right, not a big deal with the bleed so far. Of course, one of the big questions through the course of this dungeon is going to be, when do we pop these bad boys? And how often do we try to preserve the torchlight? I think the answer to that second one is borderline never. I think the answer to the first one is going to be pretty variable depending on just how nasty things get in the early stages here. Man, they are really doing a good job of countering my mark strategy here, unfortunately, and also having it reinforced for me that that bolster is going to be pretty nice. Don't love him being this low with the bleed that early. And I think we ought to go ahead and maybe try to mark another target. That way, at least, even if he re-guards, we should have one to go after here. Keep you alive and well for now. And I think we got to try to go for at least one kill quickly here. That's ideal, at least. All right. I need to go for the heal.
A momentary abatement.
Strong stuff so far from Totox. A lot to like about that. Oh.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Yeah, those are going to be particularly bad.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Didn't actually get the bolster off, of course, last time either, given the defender need, but there we go. I think I got to try to go ahead and
A decisive pummeling.
knock this out. We only got one more mark round, unfortunately, but I might be able to sneak one in with the Arbalist before Death Lash comes in. We got another heal chance here. It's got to be there on the Arbalist. Crush is okay. I think the Retribution makes a lot more sense. Try to make damn sure he's the focal point right now. Didn't get the Arbalist shot off before the mark goes, unfortunately, but I might want to consider getting a battlefield bandage off here anyway.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Yeah, thank God I ended up going with the bolster here, man. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a necessity moving forward.
Impressive.
And the more crits we can get, the better. We got to try to keep that at bay. You got me leaning forward this early on, man. This is concerning. Let's see. I want to do a little recovery mode here, but I definitely feel like I need to get rid of this guy first. I'm pretty sure you're just full committed to the heals at this point. Especially if you're going to be pulling rounds like that. That's no fun. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe I want to hold off on doing too many heals until I've gotten a battlefield bandage on somebody, and I'm not going to really be able to do that too often until I've gotten numbers. So it's going to be mostly marks for the occultist, and then maybe a few more stabs are in order, because I don't really want to roll the dice on getting results like that and basically fully wasting a turn on his end.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Love the defender again here. We've got Brandon a little bit lower than I'd like to. Might want to send a heal his way. That's another bleed back there. All right, well, we've got the buff on him for now at least, so we got to try to get him into slightly better shape for the time being. I do have Guard Dog equipped as well. I could actually just cycle the guards up front to get him in a slightly better spot while we take care of the Arbalist. And I think this will allow me to stall the setup we have at the moment. Oh, that is insane with the healing recede buff. Good Lord. Yeah, I do think I like this idea of just swapping the guard up front.
Blood quickens.
Get a considerable dodge buff going on the Houndmaster here as well, so you gotta think that we've got a pretty solid chance of not having to deal with any additional stress at this point. 2 layers of buff. How about that, Totox? Come on, buddy. I just got done singing your praises a moment ago. That's the ticket. Okay. Right here. That might be the minimum amount with the buffs we've got going. I definitely don't mind him doing that. Yeah, we need to take full advantage of things like this.
Precision and power.
Particularly like that. We need to be trying to crit at all times in situations like this. And also, ideally, not ending the combat too quickly to give us a chance to recover here. Because we're gonna need it, and that's the stuff, buddy. That's a little bit more like it. So yeah, crush crits all day, please and thank you.
A powerful blow.
And he seems pretty interested in that idea too. I'm with it. No bleed, please, although she is going to be able to heal herself up pretty well here too. There we go. Another big-time crit for the stress relief. All right, I think it is getting near time to get out of here. Still got to allow for as many crit opportunities as possible. Definitely not opposed to a couple more stuns while we're at it. Top them off, I'd say, just while we got the chance. You never know how many of those you're going to get. And please don't crit. That's all I'm asking. You stun them all day if you want to. Just no crits. There we go. That is a very healthy Brandon. That is a dead growth.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
A little bit of stress healed up front. We'll top off the Arbalist at the same time, and then another crit chance up front for the crush kill, right? Almost. Might want to try to let him get the killing blow here, though. I think 3 bars is a decent position to be in at this point. 4 bars, not so much. Come on, buddy, you got this. Even fully healed in the back, a little bit of stress relieved on Bradley is excellent. Big shot.
A singular strike.
That bodes well. Perfectly executed. Not too bad.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe we have the first of our 3 huge fights in here. So we're pretty well prepared. I say we just hit it. I cannot remember for the life of me if this is the hardest one or not. And it doesn't look like it is, so that's nice. Okay. If somehow this is your first time seeing this, welcome to hell. This is one of 3 incredibly hard fights in this dungeon that make it so terrifying to me. We're gonna start this time, I think, just trying to get rid of these polyps as quickly as possible. And that's not great. They're gonna be applying immense amounts of blight through the course of this, too. And there's that revelation move that we need to be worried about. Got lucky that time that the occultist wasn't targeted right away. But I think it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and immediately get the guard dog going on him. Although, actually, I think it makes a lot more sense to use a target whistle here. And then let the man-at-arms be the one to guard, since he's already used his revelation for this round. And that gets us a big opportunity for damage here from the Arbalist. Not even that bad of a roll, honestly. Another big dodge from Houndmaster, too. Okay, I like that a lot. And then there we go. We got the occultist protected. Revelation should not be a big factor anymore. Another big dodge there. That's a big move skill, I believe. I think it's a pushback all the way. Resisted the move that time as well. That's nice. Now, dog treat. An argument to keep that until the harder fights that are coming up. And I think I've convinced myself that that's the way to go here. 1 polyp down already is pretty nice, but I'm not a huge fan of this marked target plus blight going on.
Never hidden.
Of course, revelation being essentially fully negated is just phenomenal. Another dodge? Not that time, okay.
The tide turns.
He's gonna get a little bit of a mess in there, huh? That's fair. Let's see, we don't necessarily need to worry about the heal at this point. With him with the dodge buff now. There, okay, not a shuffle all the way back either, that's nice. And I kind of like the stun here.
The ground quakes.
Especially if it's a stress heal for those 2. There we go. I don't know if that'll stun through the revelation round. I guess we'll find out in a second. These 2 just continuing to take care of themselves. Oh, no. Yeah. I didn't protect against that. Fully deserved. Alright, crap. Wasn't terrible, at least, but was pretty damn bad. Yeah, it turns out it didn't get rid of the revelation round. I think we need to heal up here. We're almost certainly going to need to camp out after this one, too. I think we better go ahead and guard dog this. Just to make damn sure we're going to be okay.
Destroy.
Polyp is gone. That's big. All right. Now the real fun begins. Get to focus down the Impaler. Let me get myself repositioned real quick. That's probably a truckload of blight. Nice resist there. Okay. Gotta try our hand at some heals here, too. Those are still tempting, but he doesn't actually have any protection, does he? Yeah, interesting. You know what?
Well struck.
You've sold me yet again. Didn't work out that time. That's all right. We gotta go ahead and protect against the revelation once more. Gotta remember to do that. Could have been in a much better spot here. And now we're definitely hoping to get the mark applied from the occultist, since we've gotten, well, I was going to say we've gotten fairly healthy, but we could definitely stand another heal there, too. You know what? Let the battlefield bandage take care of them. We got the dodge buffs. Should be okay. Nice little bleed there. That'll help out a lot. Let's get you started here, buddy. Come on, give us a dodge, huh? That's fine, too. Let's see. That defender is still going. Brandon wants to participate a little more, right? Let him get a whack in there. That's not too bad. Another shuffle and stun resist as well. Okay, definitely want to get the heal in this time. That's more like it. And try to get the damage in while we got the mark still. This is starting to look pretty good. Got the guard up that time. Stress is getting high. I think we'll have to camp out. But that's kind of the expectation anyway. You camp after the first two big fights, and then by the end of the third fight, you're done with the dungeon. And everyone's just clinging to life. But hey, you did it. So, I like where we're at here. One more big heal from Totox is fantastic.
A devastating blow.
Crit stress heal across the board. Beautiful.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Like that Iron Crown, baby. Not too bad. I don't mind moving back into this room before we camp either. Seems wise. Sorry, hold on. I gotta make sure I'm not missing an important family memo here. Okay. Let's see. So, I'm pretty sure we don't actually need to go over here. I think we can go back this way and then go back up here, and I think this is going to be where one of them is in the top area, and then I think the bottom right has 3 of 3. That feels correct. Which would then mean we can wait until here to camp out, which would be even more effective. Okay. I'm trusting you, me, from a few moments ago. Thinking they remember correctly here. Let's go ahead and do this now to be safe.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight, an uneasy companionship.
Love Therapy Dog as well. An additional minus 10% stress for battles. Pretty fantastic. I'll take Tactics here too, I think. Dodge and crit buff for the team. And then I don't think we actually have to worry about the ambush here. So let's just take a couple more stress heals if we can. Maybe even just go with Pep Talk too, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
The light, the promise of safety.
Up we go. That does feel better. So we'll be at minus 30% stress after the bolster. That should help a lot. All right, let's get to marking again. Now let's see if they just continue to immediately counter that with the flesh wall. Definitely still hanging on to the dog treats for now. All right. It is unfortunate that he's so slow. It's making it so the bolster is a lot less effective, but I do still feel like it's the way to go. And yeah, there it is again. Goddamn flesh wall. Didn't heal the correct target that time, at least. Ah, sheesh. I mean, I don't hate the idea of just killing this dude. But it is a good opportunity to try to heal up again. It's just that most of the healing we need to do is stress healing at this point, and that's probably not really going to happen. I mean, obviously having the marked targets increases the odds of that. Let's see. Yeah, just go ahead and try to take this guy out, I guess. Pains in the butt, though, man. Sheesh.
Eradicated.
There goes one. That's a decent chunk knocked off, too. That's nice. I was gonna say, I could queue up a dodge here. That'd feel pretty good. How about another? Ooh. 7 stress, though. Yet again, proving the effectiveness of the bolster here. And Arbalest staying in pretty damn good shape overall, actually. Oh boy, Totox. All right, we might need the guard this time. Just to keep him safe. There you go, buddy. I don't want you getting fingered back there. Mm-hmm. One more round to mark again, but sadly can't target him with the Arbalest, so I think she may be committed to healing duty again for a little while. What a shot from Steven. Glorious with another team-wide stress heal. Totox back to full. Terrific. Clean finish from Brandon. Keep it moving.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Yeah, if memory serves right, we dance around the box again a little bit here, and then we should be able to go straight up. And I believe that'll lead us to one of the main bits of combat. And this is our first exposure to the defensive growth as well, which is kind of them to have that go first. So we could finally actually take advantage of the mark here. Hiya. Oh! We've been looking for those ones, buddy. You've been holding out on me. I knew you had that potential the whole time. You've just been waiting.
Inspiration and improvement.
Oh, and another big-time dodge from Brandon. Love to see that. The bolster gets off. Very nice. Okay, we need to just go ahead and kill you, buddy. That's a very good stress heal on Totox there, bringing him back to 4 bars. That makes me a lot happier. Holy cow. Boy, who needs a stress healer, huh? They got this covered. And I think the odds of suffering from that bleed resist aren't too bad either. Bolster's not going to make a big difference. Just whittle him down. That's doing it. I think I'll take the chance on the heal here with the Houndmaster just to make sure he's nice and healthy before we get out of this one. No luck on a second dodge, but still no bleed, so that's good. Still just going for the bolster. I think this thing has some kind of explosion at death move if he's the only one left, so let's not allow for that kind of garbage to befall us. And I am starting to miss having the Rampart around for situations like this, but I guess the Houndmaster is just as capable of stalling it out, too. The mark back on there, although actually, yeah, he might just have a better method here in the form of murder. Yeah, close enough. The bleed in there too. How about one more dodge, buddy? That'd be nice. Ah, you bastard. Yeah, that sucks. Damn. I really wish we'd get him killed before that. The 0 bleed heal? Thankfully not. All right, whatever. I think we got to bandage that, unfortunately. Son of a gun.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Just go ahead and pop a few food there, too. Takes care of the problem nice and quick. Full torch. No room battle this time. I think we're dancing around this way. And I don't think this is the room, but I think this leads to the room. So I think, yeah, it's just like this one where we got the connector here, and then we gotta make one more quick trip up the hall. And then I seem to remember this one being the other Polyps fight, too, and not the double Templars madness. I gotta keep going for this second rank, because it's much more effective of a mark target for us, so I guess it's just kind of rolling the dice on whether or not the defensive growth decides to help us out. Got a little lucky this time. Get the bolster off again. I actually, you know what? I don't know why I didn't think about this. Why don't I just get rid of Retribution in favor of Rampart? I'm not really using that much at all. I guess I expected to have to be a marked target more often up front, but that hasn't really been the case. Yeah, I think I'll try that. So I've definitely been missing the presence of Rampart here. And the rare stab opportunity, I guess. These are thankfully some fairly calm fights before we get into the more despicable stuff. I definitely don't mind the downtime here. I don't mind getting him down a couple bars either. I'm actually starting to wonder if maybe I want to try to set us up for a couple stress heal opportunities with the Houndmaster. He does have his fully ranked up stress heal.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Could give up Guard Dog for a couple of rounds and maybe just keep him in the 3rd rank while the Occultist sits in rank 2.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
I should definitely consider doing that. Probably not after this room, since, like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going up against our 2nd big battle coming up there, but maybe... Well, we'll probably camp after that, too, and then... I don't know, let's maybe worry about frying the fish in front of us before we start going fishing again. And a little bit of work left to do here. One more top off up front is certainly nice. There we go. Alright, we will get the Rampart involved at the very least.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, I think we keep for now, just to make sure that we're able to guard against the Revelation, but I'm giving it some serious thought for the remainder here. Okay. Obviously keeping our torchlight up. That's a lot of bleed, unfortunately, for the Houndmaster, too. I might just want to go ahead and give him a quick meal here. So we got a lot of food left. Alright. Topping off the torchlight before we get in there. Number 2.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Ah, yes, the pups. The flesh hounds. Battle number 2. Here we go. Nasty start, especially given that it stops the Hound's rush, unfortunately, and the stun. Wow, that's terrible. Oh my god, and before we could even guard. Wow. Wow, Totox! There we go.
Moment of valor shines brightest against the backdrop of despair.
What a roller coaster that was. My god. Really unfortunate luck to have them get the opportunity to pop the Revelation and to bring him up to 100 stress off the 1 activation. But then the Courageous from Totox. Extremely fortunate. Might have saved this run, actually. Holy cow. Oh my god, but they're not done yet. That's actually a pretty big move resist, too. That allows us to get... Holy shit. Oh, this is just horrible luck to begin with. We are thankfully still in a position where we can get the Houndmaster back into rank 2. However, now I have to consider keeping him alive, unfortunately, and I think I've got to prioritize that. Which means, unfortunately, I cannot guard here. And then we're exposed to Revelation again. So maybe... I don't know, actually, I don't think the Aegis scale really helps us there. I guess it keeps him alive through 1 hit. That's probably why we brought him, but I think we need to take a chance with this. That's pretty big. Okay, good shots from Totox. Clutching it up so far. Oh, man, I didn't even get the chance to bring him back up. I guess we got to go for that to at least get him off death's door. That's going to be our Aegis, unless we dodge. Pretty big stuff there, too. Okay. Back into position now. No stun. I think it's got to be a dog treat now, although thinking about it, we're gonna attack there, which means, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this is the play. Okay. Got to try to take this guy out as quickly as possible. Which means I think it might be stab time, but I got to start healing at some point. Totox. Having the fight of his life. And coming up clutch every time. Does get the... okay, so still at the threshold here. Still beneath the threshold, thankfully. We're going to need to defender him, though, to stop this Courageous from being lost, because that would be especially devastating. I am worried, though. I think I might... I think I got to let the Houndmaster try to get that kill. Of course, the Houndmaster now not in really great shape themselves. Big dodge yet again. Oh, my God. Pretty unlucky to begin with, but getting pretty lucky beyond that. Okay. Now fair's fair. Another big heal from Totox. Absolutely huge performance. We got to keep taking advantage of this Houndmaster's dog treat, too. 40 damage, dude. Revelation, no sweat for Steven. You get the mark on there again. All right, come on, guys. No time for bolster anymore. Only time to crush. To watch our foes fall before us. And a big heal. More than acceptable given what you've done up to this point. Big damage from Bradley. Big damage from Steven. One more big swing, Brandon. Come on now. Whole team's been performing lights out all day. One more dodge. Oh, jeez.
Good vision.
Okay.
The end approaches.
Wasn't already obvious. Pretty clear by now we're going to need to use that other campfire after this one.
A momentary abatement.
Another enormous heal. That'll do it.
Size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Second crown activated. Of course, probably do want to move all the way back to the entrance before we do this. We'll just quickly make our way over to the right side. Man, that was intense. Of course, as I continue to allude to, that was not the hardest of them. That's upcoming. And before I forget, actually, I'm going to go ahead and make this swap now. Get him into rank 2 and give us a chance to maybe recover stress a little bit more beyond what the campfire is able to do. So we're going to need it. We do have plenty of food at least, plenty of torches to get through the remainder. Not a lot of bandages, sadly. We do have some herbs if I need to use them. I can't forget those are available too. I'm sure the debuffs have been a factor more than I'm realizing. Okay. Second camp. Try our damnedest to preserve this courageous buff.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
I don't think I have any kind of way to get rid of this mortality debuff. Oh, we do. Is that worth? Not really. Especially for the costs, for the respite. No, I don't think so. I think we're better off doing other stuff. Go ahead and hit the therapy dog here. I think tactics may be a little overvalued in my mind. Hell, I think weapons practice might be a better option. Just trying to find... I guess we'll be able to encourage there. That's better than nothing. Yeah, I think I better do this just for extra precaution. I'm going to take the weapons practice this time too, I think. And he's so close to a resolve check. I'm really worried about that. I'm going to give him a pep talk just to try to prevent it. That'll have to do.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Almost immediately forgot. Okay. If we get any kind of opportunity to stall for some stress healing here, we absolutely got to try to take advantage. And I think the only way that's going to be coming here is in the form of killing these two middle guys as quick as we can. I've actually wanted to mark the third one that time, but hey, there we go. Finally, coin flip went in our favor. Collect $200. Or one dead cultist priest. Of equal or lesser value. But let's be honest, it's lesser. See ya. One down. That's a big start. Now with the rampart available, we can actually clear this guard before the next wave. Or the next round, I mean. Or do I want to bolster? I think I do. In an effort to allow for the Houndmaster's stress heal to be a little more effective. Oh, and the Courageous continuing to stress heal as well is phenomenal. Oh, that's so nice. What do you need to do, buddy? I guess you need to top her off for now.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Being able to stun with the Houndmaster here, too. I guess he is really just kind of committed to the full stress heal mode now, though. Because even if we're not able to get the correct setup for this, we should still be able to stress heal significantly with a couple of rounds of this one. That is a great start to it. Please stun. Thank you very much. And we'll get the nice big mark right here. And hopefully she's got a one-shot in her in a second. Nice dodge. Again, Totok's just been on fire for this one. But now some big damage, too, actually, is Totok's. Bradley not to be outdone, of course. There we go. All right, this is exactly the situation I was hoping for. And that is also ideal. My God. Okay, yeah, we just start cycling stuns with these guys, and we're all set. This is looking way better. I can't believe it took me this long to consider the possibility of using Cry Havoc, too. God damn, this is going to be really nice. Extremely helpful here. Stun chance is looking good. So glad I had this fully upgraded, too. That might have been a big miss. We've really prepared properly here. And I might as well take the chance to top off the HP here, too. Letting the Courageous Occultist stab him to death. Get a little bit of that anger out, buddy. That righteous fury that is pretty well deserved, honestly, based on the situation. I got the double stun resist this time. I definitely want to try to stall this out a little longer, so let's just go ahead and go for another crush stress heal.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Just a menace today. I am loving it, loving it, loving it. This'll probably do. One more of these bad boys, and I mean, I don't know why I'm saying we're done. I got to try to take advantage of this as much as I possibly can. Maximum cheese here. It's fully necessary. Meaning, I'm okay with doing this. They're going to give me the opportunity. One or two more rounds of this absolute nonsense. Oh, you're into it, huh? That's your way of saying absolutely be my guest. We understand how much BS is riddled within this dungeon. You gotta do what you gotta do, pal. Okay, now we can go. Getting a little bored of my own stalling methods. No, you're not, though, apparently. All about a good vamp sesh, huh? Let's see what else we can dig up from the depths of my mind. My mind mine. I mean, I think even Totox is done with this one, though. How about a Bola kill? Now let's let you do it. You've earned it. Excellent.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Yeah, goddamn, this is textbook here. This is feeling real good all of a sudden. I think we're very near to the end. I'm starting to feel pretty optimistic here. We're gonna want to switch back to our default mode, obviously, before we finish things up, but we're getting there. Yet again, Totox. Leading by example. Hopefully teeing up a nice, easy target for our first kill on this one. Still definitely trying to preserve these bandages. So let's see if we can stay ahead of this healing here and also hopefully clear off that guard again. No stun, though. Well, all right. If you have to. Bye-bye. Okay, I think 1 or 2 battlefield bandages ought to help him out. And I'm thinking I'd try to sneak in at least 1 or 2 more Cry Havocs here. Before all's said and done. Yeah, we're probably going to want to fix that too. All right, yeah, we're back to... We really didn't get enough of this, did we? Oh, it was so fun last time, Baer. Are you sure? You sure you want to be done? Let's do it some more. I'm sure there's plenty more ore in your mind's mind. I'm sorry, did you say mind's mind or mine minds? Mine's... My mind's... my mind. Alright, I think we might have tapped me. I think I'm running on fumes at this point. Although...
The wounds of war can be healed.
Unfortunately...
But never hidden.
The situation dictates I continue to stall. Oh, that's unfortunate. What's beyond a broken bear? You know what would be more fun than build a bear is break a bear. They should do that. Have a store where you can just like destroy a mechanical teddy bear. It's like one of those what do they call them? The break rooms, where they just like lock you up in a room and let you smash a bunch of stuff. Break a bear. Tell me you wouldn't at least try it out of curiosity. Although I haven't really been super inclined to try those break rooms, come to think of it.
The limbs obey.
I put that in like the same category as like social axe throwing.
A momentary abatement.
Like I feel like I need to be feeling a certain level of rage before I want to participate in that. I guess I should be glad that I haven't been feeling that way.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
I think we have stress healed sufficiently, which is shocking to say. So be it. Scouting sends us to the conclusion. There was nothing there. I tried. Here we go. Still got some Aegis scales too. I want to try to hang on to those, but they're there if we need them. Top that off all the way. Just making sure we got the skills sorted out. Hopefully not going to see an immediate revelation this time. That'd be nice. Remember these herbs are here too. Okay. Let's do it.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
The Double Templar. We'll go for the weaker one here, so hopefully try to get numbers quickly. We do have our last dog treat as well. Did see the revelation early, but thankfully not on the right target. I think it's worth rolling the dice to go for the dog treat hit on the back line and risk him getting hit by the full strength revelation. There's 37 damage with a bleed chance. Yeah, that is pretty exceptional here.
Exposed to a killing blow.
And that's what they can do. Oh, God, yeah. I deserve it. I deserve it. Not too bad, at least. And this is where we're glad to have an abundance of anti-venom. Please crit. Still pretty good. And we definitely need to get a defender going on the occultist. Ooh, that's nasty. Uh-oh. That's going to make it interesting. Let's see. I think we're about to go ahead and let this Aegis scale do its job. Got to roll the dice here, too. Totox. The legend. I'm going to build him a statue after this one. Oh, boy. They're really trying to work down that courageous, though. I get it. I wouldn't want anyone feeling courageous against me looking like this, either. That's not really going to matter, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe it stops the Doomsday or something. That's ideal. I'll try to get some bigger shots coming from this guy. Still has the dog treat active, so I guess we just try to do what we can here. That'll help. No stun, though. well, no more mark, but I think we just got to go for it at this point. 14's not bad. Yikes.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Oh, man, that shuffle to get the Houndmaster out of his position is really unfortunate here. Good stab yet again from Totox. Really rolling the dice on the Revelation here and getting pretty lucky so far. Oh my goodness, yeah, that could have been going much worse for us here.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Now, speaking of going much worse. Holy shit, man. We do have Aegis scale still, at least. I'm gonna go for the stun here, I think. We can guard dog this, actually. Even though I really still need to guard the occultist. I don't know if I can afford to take the chance on that anymore. I think we're going for the rampart here, too, actually. So, you know what? Let me get this, and then we try the rampart to get the position corrected. Still no stun. Wow. All right, well, no losses yet. It's a really good chance to kill. Ah! I gotta take him out.
Their cursed champion falls.
We simply gotta take him out. That's easily our best option. Yet again, incredibly lucky with the Revelation. We got a lot to attribute to luck today.
Injury
But I
and
usually do
despondence
in this place.
set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Oh my goodness. One of these stuns has got to land, right? And I think it's time we start using these Aegis scales too. There it is. All right. That's pretty huge. Gives us a chance to get him back. Another big heal from Totox. A broken record at this point. That's ideal. Okay. And now we are marking, but not that one. We probably want to go for the lower dodge again. Man, is it really bolster time here? I doubt it. Kind of feels that way, though. Weirdly, I'm still kind of trying to keep this courageous around, I guess, so it makes sense for that. We're definitely in much better shape now. Man, those have not been working out very well. Unfortunate use of the block there. Oh, no, that actually doesn't use the Aegis. That's good. Now we can lower the dodge. Definitely not what we were looking for. Stun lands that time, too. All right. Finally time to do what we've been meaning to do on that for a while, I guess. Or what I should have been meaning to do for a while. Steven with the big shot. Been waiting on you, buddy. Right on time with the Revelation protection. Still has the Aegis scale. Another big shot from Bradley. Try one more stun. There it is, finally. I like that. That round was big for us. And the courageous proc. Well earned. Fitting of the moment. Despite the struggles. Once again, DD2 proves the challenge. But not an insurmountable one. Totox leading the charge. One more crit to seal the deal. GG.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
What a run. Yet again. Never any doubt. We've done it. Two remain. With the most difficult, most would say, out of the way. It's not over yet. An admirable performance from Brandon, Steven, Totox, and Bradley. Well-deserved rest.
The maniacal cultists are quelled for a time, but there can be no celebration. Your progress is measured only in progressive realization and dawning horror. You are in the shadow of the end.